Welcome into Cullman Today. I'm Debbie Wood along with Elizabeth Walton. Elizabeth is here this morning representing Victim Services, and we're going to learn a lot about what's happening at Victim Services right here in our community. Elizabeth, good to see you this morning. Thank you for being with us. Before we get started this morning about the program, I want to know a little bit about you and your family. Where are you from?
I'm a native of Mississippi.
Okay.
I've lived all over, and I have 2 children and a grandson that's almost 4, and I have been with Victim Services as the child advocate for 3 years.
3 years, and you love it, don't you?
I do.
To me, anytime that you do anything like this, whether it be Victim Services, Daystar, whatever, it just sort of touches your heart, doesn't it?
It does.
And
I was a special ed teacher before that, so I've always loved working with children.
Well, then you've got that heart already to be able to handle anything. Victim Services, a great program in our community. And I think people probably refer to or think of, when they think of Victim Services, they think of Harbor House first. What is Harbor House?
Harbor House is our emergency shelter for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault.
Okay.
We can house up to 27
Wow.
women and children. We do not take children alone. They have to be with a parent.
Right.
We can take men with children. We screen that very seriously, though, because of the
Right.
women and, you know,
Absolutely.
traumatizing them. But we do have a wonderful facility that offers that emergency shelter. If they do not need emergency shelter, if they have a safe place to go,
Right.
they can still come to Victim Services office and receive services from them. They can get a protection from abuse order with our court advocate.
Right.
They can come for support groups Monday night from 5 to 7. We have women and children support groups, so mom can come and bring their children. I work with their children, and the court advocate does the support group for moms.
Wonderful. Let's talk just a second about the fact that men are allowed to. I knew that was the case, but does that happen very often?
The 3 years I've been there have been 2.
2, okay. And like you said, you screen those folks very well. Naturally, you would, whether it be male or female. You are able to house 27. How many do you shelter? How many are actually in shelter right now?
15.
15.
We have
Oh, my
4
goodness.
children.
4 children. And you know, when these folks come to you, they have nothing most of the time.
That's right, and our community is so gracious to provide clothing, food items. You know, we do get a grant for food, but toiletry items, things like that are not on our grant. We have so many churches and community leaders that help with that.
Right.
But we do have what we call a clothing room, a donation room, where things are donated, and clothing. And it's very important for them to have nice things so they can go out and get a job.
Absolutely.
And
you work with them in that area, don't you, to
We
sort of
do.
help them pick out certain things that are maybe more professional, depending on the job
we
that
do.
they're going to.
And it's like they get to go shopping.
Absolutely. Well, it's a wonderful program, Harbor House. So glad that they're in the community. And but you've also got something else that you've just introduced, I guess within the last year, the Windows Project. How did this come about?
Last year, I was able to go to this National Sexual Assault Conference in LA. And while I was there, I did a pre-conference, which was a Window Between Worlds program, women's program, and I came back and implemented that program in August, and I have seen so much success with women of all ages.
Wonderful.
That a lot of them had suppressed that they were sexually abused as a child, and the art was, you know, being able to do art and not have to talk about it, they were able to get it out and begin that healing process.
Wonderful.
So this year I had the opportunity through encouragement to go and do the women's windows, which they don't normally do, like you do both programs. But because I work with both women and children and had such success with women and work mainly with children, they were open. And I was able, through sponsors, gracious, wonderful sponsors here in this community, to be able to go again this year, and now I'm implementing the children's window.
Great, and you brought some artwork this morning that has been completed by children that have been sheltered. Is that correct?
I did. We have the Hands of Hope that women and children both do, and we have a tree of empowerment that we hang these on. And this is a workshop that they cut out their hands and decorate and put words that inspire hope, so that they can inspire others that come throughout the shelter.
Okay.
And they can see. This one here, of course, says giving up is not an option.
Oh, wow.
This was a teenage girl that did this. Another teenage girl did this one, break the chains of violence.
And you know, without saying a whole lot about the particular child, can you give us an idea what their situation was? Had they been, did they need the shelter for a long time, or why were they actually there? And were they related, these two?
No, these two were not related. And we do have children that, you know, they are abused just as much as mom is.
Right.
We have some that, you know, they don't understand why they have to be in a shelter. It's very difficult for them, and they make it hard on mom because they don't understand why they can't be with their dad and be where they're, you know, in their home. And but then you have children that are so thankful that they're out of that situation, and they can finally feel at peace and sleep at night.
Rest.
So you have different, you know,
situations,
they come in with different backgrounds and different ideas.
And as a mother, we're both moms and grandmothers, I would not want my children to know any more than they had to know, because you don't want to hurt them and upset them.
And that happens a lot. Mom will take all of yes.
That's what we do, isn't it?
Silent abuse.
The bright yellow one,
Flying Out Beautiful is something I do a lot with hands and butterflies. And butterflies for the transformation. We all go through stages in our lives, and of course you start out as the caterpillar, which is your past, all of those feelings from the past, such as hurt, mad, frustrated. Then you go through the cocoon, which is the transformation part, and that is where people, you know, you're getting support from others, kindness, love, trust, and then when you come out of that cocoon, you're transformed into this beautiful creation, one of a kind. And it takes going through that. We did last night another project, and we talked about a story about how the butterfly has to go through that tiny hole and go through all of those things to form and to come out into this beautiful, strong, flying creature.
Absolutely.
So.
And this is amazing to me, folks. Down at the very bottom, Fed Up, F-E-D-U-P, Fed Up. You know, that's probably a word that I've never used, and it's hard to believe that a child would even use that word or be, you know, subject to feeling that way, frustrated, mad, hurt, impatient, sick, and tired. And that's really sad, isn't it, that it has to be. But how wonderful to be able to express that. And how often do you do the classes? Is it weekly, daily?
I do. I try to do them several times a week.
Okay,
of course,
great.
I do during group on Monday nights with children. We always do. But then I also try to do between 1 and 3 during the day. I do a parenting class on Wednesdays where moms from out of shelter and in shelter come, and I encourage them to bring their children, and we do something together.
Right. Good. Good. So this is a wonderful program. It's an ongoing thing at Harbor House, and just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And let's also give some thanks to our sponsors for doing this program.
Yes, I would like to thank Pastor Bob Kurtz with Ministry to Children, Grace Episcopal Church, First United Methodist Church, and Eastside Baptist Church. Were very gracious in sponsoring me, and God provided the whole amount that I needed.
Isn't that wonderful to be able to do that? And this is something that will be ongoing there in order to benefit so many people. And let's just pray that eventually we won't have that many people in shelter. Wouldn't that be wonderful to break that cycle?
That would be wonderful.
And also we've got something else coming up on actually Thursday, July the 31st.
Yes, we're having a roast fundraiser for Victim Services. We're encouraging everyone to come and attend to roast Dr. Garland Gudger. And from what I understand, I'm not a native of Cullman, but he was an educator. He was a coach for many years and dean of students at Wallace, and owns Southern accent.
That's right. That's right. Wonderful family, precious. He and his wife Dot, and so this is the third annual. I know the first year it was to roast Pastor Bob Kurtz, and last year Roy Drinkard, and this year Dr. Garland Gudger. Now this will be held at Terry Pines coming up Thursday week, July the 31st. Meet and greet at 6. Dinner at 6:30, and the roast will start at 7. And tell us what we can expect and then the cost.
It is $30 or more if you would like for donation, and you can call Victim Services at 256-737-6100 for any information that you need. But we are encouraging everyone that would love to have a wonderful, fun-filled time to come out. Your meal is included with that price. So get the word out.
Absolutely, and this is a great thing coming up. Victim Services of Cullman, 3rd annual fundraising roast honoring Dr. Garland Gudger, and his great family will be there. So,
and I think I gave the wrong number.
Did you? Let me see. Okay, go ahead, Elizabeth.
I gave you the different number. I actually called the office number. It's 256-775-2600.
Okay, that'll be easy to remember. 256-775-2600.
Yes.
Elizabeth, thank you for what you do, and thank you for having the heart. Very quickly, let's show that T-shirt.
Yes, I do want to show this because coming up, October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and our women and children make T-shirts to express to others about domestic violence and sexual assault. And this one here says, "Hitting faces bruises hearts, report abuse."
Absolutely, it does.
So when you see our T-shirts hanging around town at some of the local area businesses, that is what this is about. It's to bring awareness about domestic violence.
What's going on. So
you'll see purple ribbons.
Okay, very good. So that'll be coming up in October, so be looking for that. It's right around the corner.
Yes.
Elizabeth, thank you. I'm glad I got to meet you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
And of course, we'll be back with more of Cullman Today right after this.